So let's get these questions complete here. All right. Number 25. For some reason, I thought we started at 30. We needed to start at 33, so I forgot that there's a whole page that we missed. So I'm going to kind of knock these out just so that you guys can get the answers to them, and I'm going to go over them very quickly. I'll probably divide this up into two different videos. You guys will see that in a short second. All right, so for 25, it's basically telling you that it's a linear quadratic system and that you've got one equation, and they want to know what values of x will be true for this. And, that's pretty sophisticated if you think about it. It's, like what actual values of x would this equality actually work? And we're going to use the graphing calculator, and you can see that what I did is I split this up into y1 and then this guy into y2. And essentially, instead of using algebra, we can use a technology to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph these guys. I'm going to do a zoom standard, which is zoom 6. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to see the two intersections, but I can kind of make an estimate based on my screen here. But notice that I'm just looking for the x coordinate. Okay, x equals something. I don't even see a y actually in my. I only put a y so I could graph each one separately. So what I can do then is I go second trace. Now that's the calculate function, and I can see where the intersection is. So I'm going to do these real quick. It's asking me for the first curve, and it's the blue one. It's asking me the second one. Yes. There's the guess. And so it looks like we are roughly, well, they already got the approximation. It's negative 0.02. Nope. How about it's negative 0.2. All right, so now the other one, I'm going to have to do it again. I go to intersect, but now I'm going to push over to the other side, okay? So first curve, second curve, and then the guess is somewhere around there. All right, you can see that it's 1.7, okay? Those are the two values there, okay? The next one is actually doesn't need a graphing calculator at all. It's basically just going to ask you for this polynomial, which of the following statements is true? The degree of the polynomial is 3, right? It's 3? No, it's out of order. You'll see that this is not in standard form. It's actually this one that should be first. And so when it says written in standard form, the polynomial is this, well, you'll notice that this guy moves to the front, then they go by descending order of degree. So this goes fourth, third, second, and then finally this x to the 0 power, and we'll see that all the signs are correct, so B is correct. C, the polynomial is a binomial? No, a binomial is just any polynomial with two terms that has 4 terms. The leading coefficient is 1. Now, if this was true, if that was an x to the 3rd power, then it would be a 1. But since this guy actually is the real standard form, the leading coefficient is actually 7. Okay, now this one is this one I actually took off the test. It's really kind of a very simple question. It's basically, of all these 4, which one of those polynomials matches that? Okay, and if you were to type this into the calculator, which I'm about to do, you'll notice that it actually is the first one. It's going to be A. So if you saw that the graphs look pretty similar, I'm just going to put 0.5 instead of a half. Okay, and you can clearly see that this guy, that is it. Okay, it actually hits the x-axis at those specific locations. If I were to type in, B, for example, and I'll just make it red, you can clearly see that it does not match the graph that you see there. Okay, you'll see it shortly. Okay, now that clearly is not represented here in this picture. Okay, it's the blue graph. Now, if I did the other two, those are even more different. Okay, so it is actually A. All right, but again, that's not even on your test, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. And then, all right, we're at the 4-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and stop right there, and we will, I'm actually going to have these pre-done, and then we'll just talk about them real quick. Okay.